G'day guys, and welcome back to the channel. So in today's video we are going to be doing a side-by-side comparison with the new Manta exhaust system I've installed in the 200 series Landcruiser and seeing what it sounds like when compared to the factory Toyota system. We're going to be doing some noise level tests, seeing what it sounds like inside and outside the car, and we're going to be seeing whether it's a viable system for those who are looking at doing long-term touring or towing heavy loads like a caravan. So let's get straight into it. For many of us that are looking at upgrading our exhaust, we're looking for an increased airflow, reduced exhaust gas temperatures, which will result in increased power, torque and fuel economy, along with giving this V8 a nice note. Now for me, in my application, it's exactly what I was looking for. I was looking for something that would have a little bit of a growl or a bark when you put your foot down, but still be really comfortable on the highway for long-term touring and also towing things like a caravan, but also to make sure I wasn't going to get any of that annoying drone that does come with some of the systems. So on my Landcruiser 200 series here, I have got a twin 3-inch into single 4-inch Manta aluminized steel exhaust system with one center muffler. Now I do have a full video into the installation of this and why I chose and how I went about purchasing this particular system. So check that video out if you are interested in that. However, just keep in mind this cruiser here is a 2014 pre-facelift model, which means it was never fitted with a DPF filter. So this exhaust system is from the turbo back. So the first comparison we're going to do is how it sounds from outside the vehicle. So we're going to go out to some sealed road, we're going to put the vehicle under different stages of acceleration and see how it goes. Let's go test out this exhaust. So that's what it sounds like from outside the vehicle. Let's jump on inside and see if there's any differences in here. So one thing that was super important to me when choosing an aftermarket exhaust was to make sure it was quiet and comfortable for the passengers inside the vehicles, particularly on those long highway stints. We're going to do a few tests today inside the vehicle to see sort of the noise level, and we're going to see whether it's changed at all with this new exhaust. The first one we're going to do is just standing here and idling. Now whether or not it's the particular exhaust I chose or the soundproofing NS200 series, the idle has changed very, very little. There's a subtle difference in the tone of the exhaust from inside the vehicle, however it's not much louder and it's definitely nice and comfortable. Let's go for a drive and see how it goes under some other conditions. So driving at 110 kilometers an hour, of course there's an increased noise from the wind resistance in the engine. However, the exhaust contributes very little to the cruising noise itself. During acceleration, there's no doubt you can definitely hear that exhaust, but when you're up to 110 kilometers an hour and just cruising down the highway, there's very little difference between that of the factory exhaust and this new exhaust, and it's still very, very comfortable for the passengers inside the vehicle. So I don't have access to a dyno or any fancy GPS gear that's going to measure a 0 to 100 kilometer time run, but what I do want to do is I just want to do a rough estimate just to see whether or not it's made any significant gains in acceleration or power and torque. So what we're going to do here is we're just going to do a 0 to 100 and a 60 to 100 kilometer hour run. Just going to do a couple of them and get the averages and see whether or not there's any notable difference between before and after fitting this aftermarket exhaust. Cruising here about 60 kilometers an hour. We're going to do from 60 to 100 and see how we go. Okay guys, so one of the most frequently asked questions about fitting an aftermarket exhaust, and one thing I've been asked quite a bit about, is drone. Now drone refers to a humming sound or a constant noise the exhaust makes, specifically at higher speeds or at cruising speeds. This is something you don't really want in an exhaust as it gets quite annoying and irritating for passengers inside the vehicle. Now with this particular exhaust, there are two areas of the RPM range where drone does come in. Now the first one is 3,000 to 4,000 RPM. Now as you can imagine, you're never going to be cruising or touring at those sorts of speeds. You're only going to be activating that sort of RPM range when you're accelerating heavy. And that's what you kind of want. You want that nice grumble, that nice roar from the exhaust up in that higher rev range when you're accelerating. However, there is one period of drone throughout the RPM range which is within the touring cruising range, and that is at 1,750 RPM. So quickly jump inside the car, I'll show you what I mean, and then we'll talk a bit about it. Now, although there is a little bit of drone at 1,750 RPM, it is a very, very short or narrow width of RPM range that it does drone out. And for my cruiser, that's 88 kilometers an hour. So it's not really a usable speed anyway. If it accelerates then just a little bit more, that drone goes away straight away, and we're doing 90 kilometers an hour. So it really is a very narrow window of drone. Now, of course, I'll put my foot down like I am at the moment. Those RPM are 3,250 RPM at the moment, and of course the exhaust is going to be notably louder. Again, you're not going to remain at those levels, therefore it's not something that you're really going to have to consider on those long touring stints. So as you saw from that clip there, 1,750 RPM and 50 RPM above and below, there's a very narrow band of drone within that rev range. Now fortunately for me, my cruiser doesn't really sit at 1,750 RPM at touring speeds. Anywhere between 85 and 88 kilometers an hour is where you're going to experience it with this particular setup and these size tyres. However, that's with the lockup kit off as well. If I chuck that on, the RPM is brought down and it comes out of that period and therefore eliminates the drone. Now look, with any aftermarket exhaust, there is the risk of getting some drone. However, with this Manta system, I'm pretty impressed with the entire rev range. It really does liven up at those higher RPMs, and that one very, very narrow band of drone doesn't really affect the way I drive or the touring comfort on the highway in this vehicle. Now, another huge consideration for me was towing. I'm going to be towing a van around Australia for an entire year. I need to make sure this exhaust is going to remain nice and quiet and comfortable for the passengers inside the vehicle on those long driving stints. Now, I don't have a caravan at the moment. However, I have towed a 1.2 ton trailer for 2,000 kilometers already with this particular exhaust fitted. And I gotta say, I'm very impressed with the fact that it doesn't emit a whole lot more noise than that of cruising speed unladen. There's going to be two main factors as to why the exhaust could cause an issue while towing. The first one is the fact that you're towing something heavy and you're placing more load on the engine. More load on the engine will either increase the RPM or just create a louder noise emitted from the exhaust. Now, the second factor you've got to take into account is the noise rebounding off the back of the front of the caravan. As the noise is emitted from the exhaust, the noise waves can then bounce off the front of the caravan and be projected into the vehicle. So guys, there you have it. As you could probably imagine, I'm extremely happy with the system that I've fitted to my vehicle. It performs really, really well and appears to be of really, really good quality so far. Now, when you're accelerating heavily, putting your foot down, you really get that nice growl, nice bark from the exhaust. However, when you're touring at highway speeds, it really is very comfortable inside the vehicle for all the passengers. Now, I wasn't able to get any EGT temperatures from my old exhaust, from the factory Toyota exhaust. However, there is no doubt with the straighter, larger and less restrictive exhaust from Manta here, the EGT temperatures are definitely going to be lower, and therefore it's going to allow for some more tuning down in the future. So I guess a big question asked is, if I had my time again, would I change anything with this system? And the answer is simply no. I'm really, really happy with the system. I definitely wouldn't want it any louder. I think it would start to become a little bit disruptive when starting the vehicle in like early morning if you need to go to work or something like that. And it will definitely interrupt with the caravan and the towing and the touring speeds. However, I'd say that I wouldn't want it any quieter either. I like the fact that when I put my foot down, especially when the vehicle's under load, say on a beach, for example, it's going to make that nice V8 note that we all love from these engines. Having this twin 3-inch to single 4-inch with 1 center muffler, I believe, is a perfect compromise for those who want to hit the highway on long stints and keep it nice and comfortable, yet still have a really nice sounding V8 note when out on the tracks and under load. So guys, I hope you've enjoyed my review on the Manta exhaust system. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask us on Facebook or Instagram. I'll try my hardest to get back to everyone. However guys, thanks for watching the video. I'll leave you with a few clips from the exhaust on some 4-wheel drive trips, and we'll see you in the next video. Cheers guys.